All right, let's go ahead and talk about some guys that disappointed.
Pooped in his big boy pants.
So I don't know who pooped in their big boy pants at the quarterback position this week.
Well, there's some.
I mean, is there anybody?
There's metaphorical big.
Yeah,
big boy.
I felt
Tom Brady had the worst game of the year, his year, and he got like 25 fantasy points.
Yeah. Peyton Manning, he not from a fantasy perspective, but that just stinks. You can break the record in Indianapolis, and he gets 3 yards. 3 yards to the all-time record. They had guys there ready to celebrate. They had all the video queued up, and it just never happened.
Well, it would have happened, but he threw an interception.
It would have happened without the eye gouge, too.
He went modern day Peyton Manning and threw the pick.
Yeah, but he wasn't a pooped. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns.
I'm just simply saying.
So
I felt like we have to talk about that sadness because that's a historic thing. I was watching with my son on my lap, like, you got to see this. Come here, sit down. He's going to break the all-time record.
Let me tell you a tale.
Were you really?
Yeah, and then it was a waste of time. Thanks, Peyton.
And the Rams, my goodness, the Rams, if they could get a quarterback not named Nick Foles, they could be really, really good.
That's pooped in your little boy pants.
Yeah, but whenever there's a moment where I can take a pot shot at Nick Foles, I'm going to take it.
You know, I would say Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is pretty close because from a perspective of he's playing San Francisco, people thought you should start him this week.
Yes.
And he goes out and he puts up 1 touchdown. Not a good week. Down in the low teens, 20 range as a quarterback. I mean, when Blaine Gabbert is basically putting up the same numbers as you.
I have no clue why the Falcons weren't just saying like going the Antonio Brown approach with Julio this game, which they've done in the past. Just okay, let's go to Julio and see what he can do against the secondary of the 49ers, which is just brutal.
Eli Manning disappointed a lot of people. He was the 21st ranked quarterback this week after the big week the week before. I know for me, I started him over Cam Newton.
Yeah, I was expecting big things from Eli.
And Ryan Tannehill stunk again. He only had no touchdowns and 1 fumble. So, not a good week.
Well, at least he had that fumble.
Yep. All right, running backs. Doug Martin, where did you go, my man?
Oh, we know where he went because Lovie Smith, in his infinite wisdom, said,
to the bench with you.
Yeah, you're one of my best offensive players right now. You made a single mistake. Big mistake. But a single mistake. Get to the bench, you bum. That'll teach him.
Sims, get in here. Uh-oh. Then Sims fumbled the ball in the rain, in this rainy world where Mike Evans can't catch anything and your 2 starting running backs can't hold on to the ball. So, hey, Bobby Rainey.
Go catch this punt, Bobby Rainey. Fumble. It was the trifecta of running back fumbles.
Yeah, which is actually good news for Doug Martin going forward.
It's just so stupid.
And he hasn't been efficient for a couple weeks either.
I understand that, but I don't know. One fumble.
More fantasy focus. Moving forward with Doug Martin, he's had 2 kind of low weeks after being near the top of the running back charts. 11 for 31 in this game, 2 for 12 in the fumble. Doug Martin moving forward, are you okay? I mean, are you very confident with him as a 1?
Maybe a 2. I mean, he's really splitting with Sims.
He's got Dallas, Philadelphia, and Indianapolis the next 3 games.
I like the Indianapolis game, but I'm not feeling Dallas or Philadelphia. Definitely not
Indianapolis
as an RB1.
defense played pretty darn good yesterday. So it's hard to see. Martin having big weeks the next couple of weeks. Eddie Lacy, we know he had a horrible game. He actually got negative points in a lot of leagues because of the fumble. He's not startable.
Nope.
And then Ronnie Hillman was questionable to play this whole week. They activated him, and then if you activated him, you were disappointed.
So he was questionable to play, and then his play was questionable.
Yes, that is correct.
That's what you're telling me?
That is correct. He had, I believe, 0.8 points in our league. So he was basically not on the field. Anderson looked better than he did.
Yeah,
I don't know.
C.J. Anderson, let's get it going.
I have no clue what to do with. They can't run the ball. That's part of their offensive problems. And very similar to what Stafford faced. Stafford's interceptions go up, efficiency goes down, can't run the ball. offense predicated on the run. It's not good. They finally lost, too.
I just wanted another C.J. Anderson hype train to get going.
Yeah, of course. Hey, do you see Christine Michael got exactly 0 carries?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Wide receivers that stunk. There weren't a lot. Dante Moncrief was 3 for 30, and that qualifies as a horrible pooped your pants if you were starting him, which I believe you guys both would have started him.
Absolutely.
A.J. Green and Demaryius Thomas both were, below average games. Both put up about 7 points. Did I said their names right? A.J. Green and Demaryius Thomas?
Yep.
This was a Sanders game. That is the one thing that seems to happen right now. That when an offense isn't that efficient, you don't get the Crabtree, Cooper, both good combo. You don't get the Hearns, Robinson combo. You kind of get one.
And we didn't talk about this guy for having a monster game, but T.Y. Hilton, what?
Yeah, what was all that foot problem talk? All of a sudden, his foot looked fine when he was running lightning speed.
Well, you ever got an injection before?
There's some tricks they can do to make your foot feel better, but it just was all week of gloom and doom. MRI. T.Y. Hilton's foot is terrible. He's going against the best defense in the league. And T.Y. Hilton said, hey, I'm finally going to have a good game here. Not finally. He's been good all year.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I was worried about him because it was the Rams.
Yeah.
All week. Everybody who asked me him as a flex option, I was not recommending Diggs because it's just a tough matchup. He still was 3 for 42. Mike, you said he almost had a big touchdown?
Yes. I can't remember the DB, but the DB just stole it from him like it was his milk money. Diggs almost had a huge game right there.
Yeah. So he also jumped on one of the fumbles from Adrian Peterson and saved the game for the team, and you will get no points for that in your fantasy leagues. But good contribution. All right, tight ends that did not perform. Charles Clay has disappeared.
Yeah, what happened here, Charles?
1 for 6. Jordan Cameron has never appeared. 1 for 6. And Gary Barnidge had the bad week on Thursday night with the 2 for 35. So moving forward, Barnidge, we're okay starting?
Absolutely.
Charles Clay, we'd rather start somebody else?
At this point, you have to, man. It's weird how involved he was in the offense and to nothing now. I mean, that's multiple weeks of one catch.
All right, so we have the Monday night game tonight. The Bears and Chargers are facing off. Let me ask you this. In our league of record, we have one guy who is down by 6 points, and he has Jay Cutler. And the other guy has
He's only down by 6?
He has Martellus Bennett and Jeremy Langford. What are the odds that Cutler can overcome those by 6?
So he's got to outscore Langford and Bennett.
By 6 with Cutler.
So it's got to be all Alshon Jeffrey.
Right.
Or Wilson.
Or Marcus Wilson or, yeah.
I put it at a 35% chance. I think I think he can do it, but the odds are not ever in his favor.
I agree with Jason. I would go a little bit lower, maybe around 20. But Alshon Jeffrey's the man, and Alshon Jeffrey is going to eat tonight.
So you're starting Rivers. You like Stevie or do you like Malcolm Floyd?
I like Stevie as in...
or do you like both?
I do like both. I like both in this game. And people have asked, well, I don't get the Stevie Johnson love. The Stevie Johnson, it's a bit of a putting pieces together. But Keenan Allen's gone for the year. We know this. We believe that Stevie Johnson will slide into that role for the offense. At the beginning of the year, Phillip Rivers was comparing Keenan Allen and Stevie Johnson, saying these guys are all basically interchangeable for me. And if a quarterback feels strongly about it and Stevie Johnson's taking that position, then of course I'm going to like Stevie Johnson better because you would want Keenan Allen over Malcolm Floyd weekly. So that's where I lean to Stevie Johnson, but I still like Floyd in a game with a beatable secondary.
And you got to remember, Stevie Johnson is coming off of an injury. He was coming off an injury before the Allen. First week of the season, he was 6 for 82 and a touchdown. Second week of the season, he was 5 for 45 and a touchdown. Like he has performed this year. This is not just a guy coming into that role. This is a guy who has done it a little bit.
And that was a guy who was not getting Keenan Allen's targets,
right?
Yeah. Which I expect him to get around double-digit targets.